In this activity, we are talking about this context, which is another word for story. Noah scored N points in a basketball game. Before I read the problem, let me make sure my brain understands this context or story. If I use my closed reading strategy from the beginning of the school year, the first question I should ask myself is, what is the question about? In this case, because I am looking only at the story, I'm asking myself, what is the story about? Oh, this story is about a basketball game. The second question in our closed reading we can skip because we have not read the problem yet. All we are doing is making sure we understand our story. The third question says, what is relevant/important information? We know it's about a basketball game. And it's important to note that there is a player named Noah who scored N points. Oh, so N is a variable, which means we don't know the number of points that Noah scored. To make it very clear for my brain, I will annotate this in the story. Unknown number of points. Now I am ready to understand my question. What does 15 is less than mean in the context of the basketball game? The first thing I can do is annotate the variable N because I know what it represents. N is the number of points Noah scored in the basketball game. This will help me answer the question because I can figure out what this inequality means in terms of Noah, who this context or story is about. What this question is asking me to do is tell what does this inequality, 15 is less than N, tell us about Noah, who is playing the basketball game. What I like to do is rewrite the inequality, which is a math statement, into an everyday sentence so that my brain can understand what is going on. So the way I'm going to do that is rewrite the inequality. 15 is less than N. And I am going to go part by part to rewrite it as an everyday sentence. So for example, this 15 just means 15. This symbol here is an inequality. We have been practicing with the inequality in lesson 9 and lesson 8. But what I like to do is write it down on a little post-it. And every time I see it, I can go back and check what it means. And the more I do this, the more likely my brain will start to remember this information. So this inequality matches this one, which means less than. So I am going to write less than over here. And I have the variable now. I know that this variable represents the number of points Noah scored. So I am going to write that number of points Noah scored. So right here I have 15 is less than the number of points Noah scored. So that's what this inequality means in everyday words. 15 is less than the number of points Noah scored. Let's make it a little bit more clear about what this means for Noah. So 15 is less than the number of points Noah scored. So since we don't know how many points Noah scored, Let's put down some numbers and see if we can make this statement true. So let's say, for example, I think Noah scored 10 points in the basketball game. Let me read the sentence with the number 10 and see if it is true. If it is true, I'm going to write a check mark. If it is not, I'm going to write an X. So 15 is less than 10. Is 15 less than 10? I know that is false. 15 is not less than 10. 15 is greater than 10. So what I'm going to do is write an X. Let me think of another number. Let's say 16. 15 is less than 16. Oh, that is true. So Noah could have scored 16 points in the basketball game. Let me think of another number. Let's say 20. 15 is less than 20. That is also true. So Noah could have also scored 20 points in the basketball game. Let's do one more. Maybe 25. 15 is less than 25. Yes, that is true. So what I have here is 3 possible number of points that Noah could have scored. He could have scored 16, 20, 25 because these 3 numbers, when I put them in for the number of points, it makes this sentence true. 15 is less than 16, less than 20, and less than 25. So if Noah could have scored 16, 20, or 25, what does that say about Noah in relation to 15? Oh, this means that Noah scored more than 15 points. And that is your final answer. So I am going to write that in green. My answer is Noah scored more than 15 points. And just to be clear, that's the same thing as 15 is less than the number of points that Noah scored. It just makes it more clear what the 15 and what the inequality means for Noah in the basketball game.